Hi guys, Mrnewmobile here, please subscribe, followed by the bell. Wow, guys, here we go again, my first hand-on unboxing video ever, and guess what, is the ANBERNIC RG280V, one of the latest handheld on the block to take on the new vertical form factor trend gaming device, and if anyone can do it right, it's ANBERNIC. Many of the best retro handhelds have been made by ANBERNIC, but it's their first handheld to take on this new portable. It also seems like ANBERNIC have started a trend. The RG280V is built with precision and reliability. When we opened up the box, our first impressions were, oh that nice, and this was a direct compliment to the size of the handheld. It's a thick boy for sure. On the front of the RG280V, you are greeted with a large 2.8 display with a premium glass cover. The bezels are fairly small, making the screen look bigger than it actually is. The screen itself takes up over 60% of the face. I have the most exciting news for you. Hekka brand will be held at MIFAN Festival from April 1st to April 10th, 2022, and we offer free shipping to any destination of your choice, and $10 off on orders over $29. This is a huge discount I have never seen in recent time. I will leave the link in the description. The 4:3 ratio and bright nature of the screen are stunning. The viewing angles are superb. It's saturated, and is one of the best features about the handheld. Packing such a nice screen into such a compact handheld was a great shout by the manufacturers. Below that is the DPAD, which works as it should. It's the same DPAD used in the RG351P. You also have the start and select buttons, and the soft touch ABXY buttons. The ABXY buttons must have a new silicone pad underneath, as there's little to no click. This adds a nice premium touch in our opinion. On the right hand side, you have a reset button and an on and off button. These are an awkward size, and for our large fingers, we had to use our fingernails most of the time, especially pressing the reset button. Ideally, we would have liked these to be a bit bigger. Moving up top, you have 4 shoulder buttons, a headphone jack, and your USB-C port for charging. The shoulder buttons are great, and it's a weird design that we've never seen before. Still, it works well. The L1 and R1 buttons wrap slightly around the back of the R2 and L2 buttons, which give it a bit of extra space to press. These shoulder buttons are very clicky and sit close to the internal buttons, making them incredibly responsive. We love these shoulder buttons. The L2 and R2 buttons sit slightly higher out of the shell, allowing for ease of access. On the left-hand side, you have your volume buttons and 2 SD card slots. One is for the RG280 versus internal software, do not remove this, and the other is for installing your own ROMs. Then finally on the back, you have a centralized speaker that's fairly loud and sits out of the way of your fingers. The only downfall, which is very minor, might we add, is that if the RG280V is laid down, the speaker is blocked. The RG280V feels like a sturdy product, one that has been built correctly. There's no rattling, no shaking of loose buttons or errors with the design. Like any ANBERNIC product, it's one that will last you for years to come, and that's not easy to say about retro handhelds from China. Many will think playing on a vertical handheld with buttons so low down may feel weird, but it doesn't. because your index fingers slide up the side of the handheld. This adds a lot of security to the console when playing. ANBERNIC have done a great job of making this handheld feel premium, and who knows, they may come out with a metal variant. The RG280V is admittedly not the most powerful handheld on the market below $100. The Retroid Pocket 2 is the same price and can do far more, but the RG280V is targeting a different audience. The RG280V is targeting retro gamers who want a more portable console, and those who want superb build quality that lasts. Because it's using OpenDingX, this handheld will never depreciate as an Android operating system does over time. You can store this in your wardrobe for years, and it will work as fast as it did the day you unboxed it. Emulation worked very well throughout most of our tests. This is a small handheld, so fast-paced games get a little stressful at times, and my hands started to get a little tight when we were pressing buttons as fast as we could. The RG280V is for those of you that want to play any retro games up to the PlayStation 1. Some of the best PS1 games, like Crash Bandicoot, worked flawlessly, and there was no signs of dropped frame rates or even slowed audio. For those new to retro handhelds, the OpenDingX UI is a little plain, but that's for good reason. The simple no BS UI will keep your handheld from slowing down and being all clunky like Android operating systems. You just have to get used to it. The RG280V is a great handheld, and one we thought we'd dislike. It's bigger than you think, and you'll understand what I mean when you hold it for the first time. This console isn't thick, it's just wide, and the display takes up most of the face of the handheld, making it look even wider than it is. It's very pocket-friendly, and the bright screen with the glass cover adds a very premium feel to the console, despite it being made of plastic. There's no HDMI and no analog stick, but we don't mind too much as this is a handheld that's best played on the go with older retro games in mind. The price is what knocks our score down slightly. It's priced at $80, which is a tad high in my opinion, especially because it's using an old chip that can be found much cheaper in year-old handhelds. The most handful gaming device I have ever seen. I will leave the link below the description, and at the same time let me know your thought in the comment below, and if you are new here please subscribe, like the video, comment. Thanks for watching. See you on my next video. Peace out.